This is a News Nation special report on WGN America.
Breaking news into the News Nation newsroom. Joe Biden will be the 46th president of the United States. The Associated Press calling Pennsylvania for Mr. Biden, who is now the president-elect. Take a look at the big board.
Wolf, as you look at these numbers right now, you're building and building and building.
After 4 long, tense days, we've reached a historic moment in this election. We can now project the winner of the presidential race. CNN projects Joseph R. Biden Jr. is elected the 46th president of the United States, winning the White House and denying President Trump a second term. We're able to make this projection because CNN projects Biden wins Pennsylvania.
Circle with another special surprise.
Please make a...
Good day, Lester Holt and Savannah Guthrie in New York. The moment the entire country has been waiting for after a very close race. NBC News now projects that Joe Biden has won the Keystone State, Pennsylvania, and its 20 electoral votes.
And that means we can now project that former Vice President Joe Biden has been elected President of the United States. He is President-elect Joseph Robinette Biden at 77 years old. Chuck, we'll turn to you.
And this is a CBS News special report. I'm Norah O'Donnell at CBS News, and we are coming on the air with breaking news at this hour. CBS News projects that Joe Biden has been elected the 46th president of the United States. The kid from Scranton becomes the next leader of the free world. The 77-year-old former vice president, now the president-elect of the United States.
Kestrel is ready to take flight and rejoin the...
This is an ABC News election update. Now reporting Chief Anchor George Stephanopoulos.
Good morning. We have breaking news results from the state of Pennsylvania. Those results are in right now. And based on what we are seeing there, we can say that Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. is on track to win the state of Pennsylvania, become the 46th president of the United States. Joe Biden will have at least 273 electoral votes. We're still waiting for results from the state of Arizona, Nevada, and Georgia as well, likely to increase his lead even more. But based on what we are seeing now, even though we are not projecting a winner, we can say that Joe Biden is on track to be the next president of the United States of America, the 46th president of the United States.
We've lost him here. Again, now almost 40 minutes after the hour, we're keeping track of these various developments, and a number of news organizations that have seized on developments in the Keystone State that have some, not all, calling the state, and thereby extension, this presidential race to Joe Biden, that he has now amassed enough electoral votes to be named the next president of the United States. Let's go to Brett Baer, Martha McCallum.
The Fox News decision desk can now project that former Vice President Joe Biden will win Pennsylvania and Nevada, putting him over the 270 electoral votes he needs to become the 46th president of the United States.
And then the Philly votes coming in piecemeal, where Joe Biden's getting 90%. Okay, we have an announcement to make. Joe Biden is president-elect of the United States. Biden is being called with the Pennsylvania votes that have just come in. Biden has been elected, Mika, and tell us about it.
You have some pretty concrete data and evidence to back you up, and you can survive the motion to dismiss, and you can get to the merits of these issues.
And just some more breaking news coming in. CNN and NBC have now called the presidential election for Joe Biden. We here at Newsmax will not be calling the race for Joe Biden until more of the numbers continue to come in, and we are sure that that this race is at a conclusion. And from what we have been discussing, there are legitimate questions that still need to be asked, and there are a lot more ballots that need to be counted reported.
Substantial financial losses amounting to more than $1 million. Now, we are following some breaking news here. After days of tallying votes, the mainstream media is calling Democrat nominee Joe Biden as the winner of the 2020 presidential election. Biden was declared the winner just moments ago, as the AP announced he has taken the lead in Pennsylvania with a 49.7% of the votes in the state. The announcement comes 4 days after Election Day, as multiple swing states continue to tally thousands of mail-in ballots. However, President Trump and his legal team are continuing to pursue multiple lawsuits over the election, alleging numerous cases of voter fraud, potentially leading Democrats to a fraudulent victory.
In the battleground states or remotely, we will not...
Gatchik, thank you very much. I'm going to interrupt you. Ursula Gatcher, thank you very much indeed for joining me. I'm interrupting because we do have an important update to bring you on the US election. Joe Biden has won the American presidential election. The BBC projects that he has reached 270 electoral college votes, meaning that he will become the president in January, pending the outcome of any legal challenges. The reason why we can say that Joe Biden has won the election is because we are projecting that he has won the key state of Pennsylvania, taking the 20 electoral votes from that state.
Into a garden filled with glittering grapes, gourds, and garlic.
This is a CBC News special presentation.
Good afternoon and welcome to our viewers on CBC television. This is the National Studio. I'm Adrienne Arsenault. 4 days after election night, with more than 104 million votes tallied, CBC News has made the call. For all the worries about this taking time, Americans have made their choice. Joe Biden will be the next president of the United States. For all the protests from Donald Trump about the ballots yet to be counted, Biden already has enough electoral college votes to win. And when he takes office in January, he'll be 78 years old, the oldest president in history.
To day 5 of ballot counting for the U.S. presidential election. Here's a live look. All right, CTV News is calling an election win for Democrat Joe Biden as results come in from Pennsylvania. I'll repeat that. Former Vice President Joe Biden has just won the presidency of the United States, pulling off a narrow win in Pennsylvania. Biden has been pushed over the benchmark of 270 electoral college votes.
Successor. So any sudden changes could lead to a political crisis. Scott Heidler, Al Jazeera.
Well, we have some breaking news here at Al Jazeera. CNN is projecting that Democratic candidate Joe Biden is the projected winner of Pennsylvania. That's 20 electoral college votes, which would push him over the magic number of 270 electoral votes, which would be needed to win the race to the White House. Now, a number of other news networks have not called it, and we will be bringing you all of that live because provisional and mail-in ballots are still being tallied in key battleground states.
This is a very important state for him.
This is live coverage from the Washington Post, and you are watching this live coverage here with us. We have a big race call to make right now. We're hearing from our election insights team that this is the moment that there is a big race to call. Edison Research is now calling the presidential race in Pennsylvania. They're projecting Joe Biden will win the state of his birth. That's the state of Pennsylvania, and it's 20 electoral votes. It's a big win for Joe Biden, the scrappy kid from Scranton. And with that monumental win, we can report on the biggest race call of them all. Edison Research is calling the winner of the presidential race and projecting that Joe Biden will win the presidency and become the 46th president of the United States.
Yes. Some of them are diets, as Ashley mentioned earlier. We even have some that are actual procedures that are done.
We interrupt this programming for a WGN News special report.
Several of you may have already seen this alerted on your phones. WGN projecting that Joe Biden has won the vote in Pennsylvania and is now the president-elect of the United States.
The AP is showing him with 284 electoral votes, well over the 270 needed to win.
The numbers we were waiting for have come in. The Associated Press has called the race for Joe Biden. We have team coverage for you at this hour. It is 11:30 right now. We've got Courtney Gross, also Bob Hart, Emily No, and Errol Lewis will be checking in as well. So let's start with Courtney. She is at the big board for us, and it was these numbers that just came in that put Joe Biden over the top here.
We're bringing you breaking news right now. The wait looks to be over. Former Vice President Joe Biden is being called the president-elect at this point. As you can see, we have the red check here on the screen. 284 electoral votes right now being given to him over President Trump's 214. This news just into our newsroom. That is the deciding factor right here.
The renovation with 4 kids. We are now following some breaking news right now on NECN. It is 11:34 on this Saturday morning, and a major development coming in election 2020. Just moments ago, NBC News confirming Joe Biden is now president-elect. They say he has now gone on to win the state of Pennsylvania. Obviously, we have been keeping a really close eye as these numbers come in, and we want to take a much closer look.
It's a great photo opportunity for anyone. A nice destination.
Breaking news right now on 12, and the race to the White House has come to an apparent end as former Vice President Joe Biden is the apparent president-elect of the United States, the 46th president of the United States. After claiming win in Pennsylvania, we can now call this race. The state of Pennsylvania has gone for Joe Biden, and that, of course, means that now he has the electoral votes necessary to become the apparent president-elect.
We shouldn't even run tops. Breaking news right now here on Spectrum News 1. Joe Biden is the projected winner to be the next president of the United States. Pennsylvania was just called, which put him over the magic number of 270 electoral college votes, meaning he has won his first term in the White House.
With these green bottles.
I was on the couch constantly.
We interrupt this program for a breaking news alert from the local station.
11:31 on this Saturday morning. We are following breaking news here into the News4Jax newsroom.
Right now, we are learning that the Associated Press has declared Joe Biden as the projected winner of this election.
We have been following these results for days. This is day 4 post-election day. Again, just into the newsroom, the Associated Press has called Joe Biden the projected winner of the 2020 presidential election.
Game day will be Shaw's with an extended story.
All right, we want to break into the sports report with breaking news. The Associated Press is reporting that Joe Biden has reached the 270 electoral vote limit, and now he is President-elect Joe Biden. This has been obviously a very historic presidential race. Now, this win, as called by the Associated Press, also means that Vice President-elect is Oakland native Kamala Harris. Harris, the first woman vice president and the first Black and South Asian woman serving in the nation's second highest post.
Catch and release system in place.
This is DW News live from Berlin. We are interrupting our normal programming to bring you this breaking news that Joe Biden has been elected president of the United States. After days of watching and waiting, he secures enough votes in the crucial state of Pennsylvania to secure victory.
Y así devolviendo la todo del dinero. Última hora. Decisión 2020.
¿Qué tal? Muy buenos días. Les saluda José Díaz Balart y interrumpimos nuestra programación habitual para traerles la noticia más esperada del momento. Estados Unidos ya tiene presidente electo. Noticias Telemundo y NBC proyectan a Joe Biden como presidente electo de Estados Unidos.
En Instagram.
Que usted interrumpimos con una noticia de última hora.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Interrumpimos su programación habitual porque hay nuevas proyecciones con respecto a la presidencia de los Estados Unidos. Vamos a proyectar los nuevos resultados del estado de Pensilvania, este estado, Félix, tan importante que hemos estado esperando y que ha estado tan reñido. Pensilvania está proyectado para Joe Biden. Los 20 votos electorales del estado de Pensilvania para el ex vicepresidente Joe Biden. 284 votos electorales en este momento, 214 para el presidente Trump a nivel nacional.
24-14, vamos a la proyección. 11 de la mañana, 24 minutos. Joe Biden es el presidente electo de los Estados Unidos.
Заявили о его победе. А прямо сейчас, секунды назад, сам Джо Байден объявил себя избранным 46-м президентом США, но при этом призвал всех объединиться. То есть он выступает против тех разногласий, которые сейчас мы наблюдали в обществе.
Schaut euch das an.
Guten Abend, liebe Zuschauer. Wir unterbrechen hier das Programm, denn der Wahlkrimi in den USA ist entschieden. Der Demokrat Joe Biden ist zum neuen US-Präsidenten gewählt worden. Laut Hochrechnung des Senders CNN kommt er auf 273 Wahlleute und erreicht damit die erforderliche Mehrheit.
22:50 Uhr im Ersten.
Hier ist das erste deutsche Fernsehen mit der Tagesschau. Heute im Studio Linda Zerwakis.
Guten Tag, meine Damen und Herren, ich begrüße Sie zur Tagesschau. Mehr als 3 Tage nach Schließung der letzten Wahllokale gilt Joe Biden als neu gewählter Präsident der USA. Der Kandidat der Demokratischen Partei sicherte sich nach Angaben des US-Senders CNN und der Nachrichtenagentur AP die nötige Mehrheit von mindestens 270 Stimmen im Gremium der Wahlleute.
ليس هناك جزم في القانون الأمريكي يقول وسائل إعلام أمريكية في هذا الخبر العاجل تقول جو بايدن يفوز بالانتخابات الرئاسية الأمريكية. وسائل إعلام أمريكية تنوه الآن على عاجل على شاشة الجزيرة. وسائل إعلام أمريكية تقول جو بايدن يفوز بالانتخابات الرئاسية الأمريكية. أعتقد أن الزميل محمد
日テレニュース24です。まずはこの時間に入っている主なニュースをお伝えします。速報でお伝えします。アメリカ大統領選挙で NBC テレビは民主党のバイデン候補が勝利に必要な過半数の選挙人を獲得したと伝えました。